Have you ever played a MOBA and thought, why does this character even exist? Some characters are not just strong, they're extremely annoying to play against. But what actually makes a character hated? Usually it's because they can hide, stun you forever, kill you instantly, or escape when you try to fight back. Today, we're looking at some of the most annoying characters across different MOBA games, the ones that make players tilt, rage, and sometimes question their life choices. First is Teemo, one of the most infamous characters in League of Legends. Teemo looks small and harmless, but he is extremely annoying.
Oh, this is a fucking nightmare, dude. Fuck.
His main trick is placing invisible mushroom traps all over the map. If an enemy walks over one, it explodes, dealing damage and slowing them. This means players constantly step on hidden traps and slowly lose health. He can also blind enemies, which makes their attacks miss completely. So imagine trying to fight, but your attacks simply don't work. Because of this, Teemo became a meme in the community as one of the most hated characters in the game. Next is Yasuo, one of the most controversial characters in League of Legends. The reason Yasuo is so hated is because his kit feels overloaded. He has dashes, shields, high damage, and an ability called Wind Wall that blocks almost every projectile in the game.
What do you mean?
This means some characters literally can't hit him while the wall is active. But Yasuo is also famous for something players call the 0/10 power spike. It's a joke that even if a Yasuo player dies many times early, they can suddenly become strong later and still carry the game. Combined with a reputation for having a toxic player base, Yasuo has become one of the most complained about champions in League history.
You can't milk those!
Now we have Shaco, the trickster assassin. Shaco's entire playstyle is about confusing and annoying enemies. He can turn invisible, sneak behind players, and suddenly attack. He also places trap boxes that fear enemies when triggered. On top of that, he can create a clone of himself. This makes it hard to tell which Shaco is real. Players often die without even knowing where he came from. Because of the traps, invisibility, and mind games, Shaco is one of the most frustrating characters to deal with. Finally, there's Yuumi, the magical cat support. Yuumi's unique ability lets her attach to a teammate. While attached, she becomes untargetable, meaning enemies cannot hit her at all.
An enemy has been slain.
She can heal her ally and help them deal more damage while staying completely safe. This often makes already strong characters even harder to kill. Players get frustrated because the only way to stop Yuumi is to defeat the person she's attached to first. That's why many players say fighting Yuumi feels unfair. Next is Techies, one of the most infamous heroes in Dota 2. In the past, Techies was even more frustrating than today. Older versions of Techies could place huge numbers of invisible mines across the map that could instantly kill players.
This is the fucking Techies from the last fucking Techies game I fucking played!
Entire areas could become deadly trap zones. Even though Techies has been reworked and nerfed over the years, the hero is still annoying because the playstyle is all about traps, explosions, and slowing the game down. Players must constantly check the ground for mines or risk sudden death. That's why many players say when Techies is in the game, the match becomes stressful and unpredictable. Next is Pudge, one of the most iconic Dota heroes. Pudge has a famous ability called Meat Hook. He throws a hook that grabs an enemy from far away and pulls them toward him. If this happens near his team, the target usually dies instantly.
Pudge!
I'm Pudge. Fresh meat, fresh meat, fresh meat, fresh meat.
This makes positioning extremely important. Players constantly worry about getting hooked from the fog of war. Even if a Pudge player misses many hooks, landing just one good hook can completely change a fight. That's why players often feel nervous whenever Pudge disappears from the map. Another hero players often complain about is Tinker. In earlier versions of Dota 2, Tinker was even more overwhelming. His signature ability called Rearm refreshes the cooldown of his abilities and items. This meant he could repeatedly cast powerful spells like lasers and rockets almost non-stop. Combined with teleport items, Tinker could appear anywhere, clear waves instantly, and disappear again. Although he has received many balance changes and nerfs over time, the core mechanic still allows him to spam abilities constantly. Because of this, many players feel like they can never catch him or stop the endless spell spam.
too strong.
Jeez.
You're fighting a guy with lasers, with rocket.
Finally, there's Sniper. Sniper's main strength is his extremely long attack range. He can shoot enemies from very far away while staying behind his teammates. Because of this distance advantage, it can be difficult to reach him. If left unchecked, Sniper can continuously deal damage while staying safe. Players often feel helpless when they are slowly eliminated from afar without being able to fight back. One of the most annoying heroes in Mobile Legends is Franco. Franco's signature ability is his Iron Hook. He throws a hook that pulls enemies toward him. If the hook lands, the enemy is usually surrounded and quickly eliminated. The problem is that Franco can throw this hook from bushes or unexpected angles. This means players must constantly stay alert. Getting caught by one hook can immediately turn the fight against your team. Next is Nana, a mage known for her annoying abilities. Nana can summon a creature called Molina. When Molina touches an enemy, it transforms them into a small creature that cannot attack properly. This makes it very difficult to fight back. Nana also has a passive ability that saves her from death once, allowing her to escape dangerous situations. Because she constantly interrupts enemies and refuses to die easily, many players find Nana extremely frustrating. Selena is another hero that players often complain about. Her most famous ability is a long-range stun arrow. If the arrow hits an enemy from far away, the stun can last several seconds. During that time, the enemy cannot move or defend themselves. Selena also places traps around the map that reveal enemies. Getting stunned by Selena's arrow usually leads to a quick elimination, which is why many players fear facing her. Now we have Diggie. Diggie throws time bombs that constantly poke enemies and disrupt fights. But what makes him especially annoying is his passive ability. When Diggie dies, he turns into a small ghost that can still move around the map and reveal enemy positions. Some players even use a strategy where Diggie intentionally dies many times just to annoy the enemy team. Because of this unusual playstyle, Diggie can be incredibly frustrating to deal with. In Pokemon Unite, Sableye is known for being extremely annoying. Sableye can become invisible, allowing him to sneak around the map. He focuses on disrupting enemies rather than dealing damage. Sableye can steal objectives, interrupt fights, and escape before enemies can react. Players often feel frustrated because they cannot see him coming. Next is Greedent, a Pokemon that is surprisingly hard to defeat. Greedent constantly gathers berries that heal him and give him energy. He can run through fights while healing himself repeatedly. This makes him very difficult to eliminate. Even when enemies try to chase him, Greedent often escapes while continuing to annoy the opposing team. Mr. Mime is another Pokemon that players often dislike fighting.
That's right, Mr. Mime.
He can create barriers that block enemy movement. These walls can trap opponents or cut off their escape routes. He also has strong stun abilities that disrupt enemies during fights. Because of these control abilities, Mr. Mime can completely interrupt the enemy team's strategy. And there's Zoroark. Zoroark is a fast assassin-type Pokemon with powerful combo attacks. He can dash through enemies rapidly, dealing heavy burst damage. Because of his speed, it can be difficult to react before he eliminates a target. Players often feel overwhelmed when a skilled Zoroark player executes a perfect combo. One of the most annoying heroes in Honor of Kings is Donghuang Taiyi. What makes him frustrating is his ability to constantly pressure enemies early in the game. Donghuang players often invade the enemy jungle, bothering the jungler while they try to farm. He can absorb damage and survive longer than most heroes, which makes it difficult to push him away. He also likes to roam around the map, helping teammates and creating pressure everywhere. But his most hated ability is his ultimate. Donghuang can suppress an enemy hero, completely locking them in place while linking their health together. If teammates attack Donghuang during this time, the trapped enemy takes the damage too. Because of his early jungle harassment and unavoidable ultimate, many players consider Donghuang Taiyi extremely irritating to play against. Next is Levi, a very mobile assassin. Levi can dash multiple times, allowing him to move quickly around fights. His ultimate ability lets him deal huge damage while becoming untargetable for a short time. This means enemies often cannot hit him while he attacks. Skilled Levi players can jump in, deal damage, and escape before anyone can react. Because of his mobility and ability to avoid damage, many players find him extremely frustrating to deal with. Daji. Daji is a mage with a very simple but deadly combo. She can stun an enemy instantly, then follow up with powerful magic attacks. If the target is a fragile character, they can be eliminated almost immediately. Because her combo is easy to use and very effective, many players feel like there is little time to react. Getting caught by Daji often means the fight is already over. And there is Da Qiao, a support hero with unique abilities. Da Qiao can create teleport portals that allow teammates to travel across the map. She can also send allies back to base to heal instantly. This allows teams to reset fights or escape dangerous situations. While this ability is powerful, it can also feel frustrating for enemies because fights that seem won can suddenly turn around. That's why many players find Da Qiao extremely annoying to face.